if you're dating a girl, you can't let her do Jiu Jitsu.
But like,
Yeah.
is Jiu Jitsu like you like touch each other like that, or?
You are belly to belly.
Yeah.
You're
I mean, I have no idea.
legs wrapped around each other, like
Oh.
crotch inches away from somebody's face, if like a triangle,
At
for
times.
example. So Tom Brady was dating Giselle or Bundchen or something. I don't know what it was. What is it?
She a supermodel?
Yeah. And she started getting like MMA or jujitsu classes with like, I think, private instruction with this jujitsu guy. And a lot of people believe that the downfall of the relationship, I mean, perhaps I assume there were other factors. She was rolling around getting choked out by this, authoritative jujitsu teacher. They're touching each other. They're all that stuff. Have you personally seen a girl go in to jujitsu and she's got some like computer engineer boyfriend, and then she leaves with like a fucking black belt or some shit? Have you seen that shit?
It definitely happens.
It happens.
But I feel like if a woman is going to be loyal to you, she's going to be loyal no matter what. I feel like it's just a matter of like, if your person is already tempted by other things and there's already flaws in your relationship, then of course they're going to stray. But I feel like if you guys already have a strong relationship, then your girl doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu isn't like the problem. You hear girls
And
who
it's a sport,
don't do
too.
any sport. Like, yeah, if you think of Jiu-Jitsu as like smexual or anything like that, then it seems like if you view it that way in the first place, then it's like, well, why do men do it with men? Is also the question. So it just kind of begs that question. But the sport itself isn't the problem. It's the individuals.
So there's a sentiment online that's like, if you're dating a girl, there's a sentiment online that's like, if you're dating a girl, you can't let her do jujitsu. You can't let her do it because she's gonna want to fuck the fucking instructor or some other practitioner.
Wouldn't she just be like in a relationship with them if that's what she wanted to do?
What do you mean?
Like, okay, so if you're worried about her wanting to like fuck her instructor, wouldn't she just do that? Why would she be with you?
Well, the temptation is there. She has the
Well, like,
access.
I don't know. I feel like cheaters are going to cheat regardless. And so it's like.
I mean, sort of, but I think there's a component of if you put two people in a situation, you can like, that sort of thing can.
You mean like bonding?
It can escalate, but
I mean, if there's no
it could be with
boundaries,
any
then it's-
sport. So it could be with any
depends on
sport,
the
like any
person, yeah.
instructor, any type, anything, because it's like you're teaching someone
there
like
are
women are into learning.
There are specific activities and venues that if you're involved in, I think it can lead to infidelity. For example, I would say somebody, like if you're dating a woman who works in nightlife, I think that there's a higher probability, I'm not saying it's a guarantee, I think there's a higher probability for infidelity. There's alcohol involved, there's, that whole environment. There's guys who are gonna be hitting on her. I think in that environment, infidelity, there's a higher probability.
no, I mean, not necessarily as long as that person has strict boundaries.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not saying every single woman who works in nightlife is going to cheat. I'm saying there's a higher probability.
But I feel like with law enforcement, there's a higher probability of people cheating on their spouse.
They say salesmen do it too. Like the
Like
highest
especially
cheating?
in law
Yeah,
enforcement.
They say
nursing too.
salesmen have a high probability as well.
Yep.
On the road all the time.
Airplane. What are they?
Rappers, actors.
The steward.
Actors are big too, but I think to Brian's point, the question is there a line you draw for inappropriate behavior and appropriate behavior insofar as relationships between men and women when you are in a relationship? And I think,
There is, but it's just kind of what you're willing to put up with, because different women and different men are willing to put up with.
Yeah, it's all down
different
to
stuff.
preference and boundaries.
You know what I mean? Because what you're gonna deal with, someone else isn't.
I don't
You
think
know
a
what I
sport
mean?
should
What?
be.
Yeah, I don't think it's sports a deal
Well,
breaker.
hold on.
the sport is rolling around with a man. I mean, that's
Okay, well,
then
men
maybe
roll
you
around
shouldn't
with
date a
men
girl
too.
that does that.
No, but let's say she wasn't doing it, but she wants to get into it. Is it fair for the man to say, I don't want you to do that.
I mean, maybe you could be like, could you
It's
have
okay
a
to
female
express his
trainer? Like, if you're
opinion.
that worried, you could just like become a trainer, learn it.
I mean, most jujitsu places, it's not segregated like that. There's not segregated classes.
It'd be nice if it
There's
was.
usually a women's class
Yeah.
at most jiu-jitsu gyms, but but in general, the
But
classes aren't
generally
segregated.
speaking, like, I mean, sure,
Well,
but like the majority of the classes are
It's interesting.
mixed.
I would assume they'd be segregated just
No, not
because.
segregated.
No, they're
well,
not.
there's such a difference in strength. So
Well,
It
there's
is, but
other women
technique.
there, and maybe like that'll be your partner.
I feel like
or
in
your
Interesting.
any
Oh, yeah, like a
sport, it
sparring
would
partner,
be
I've
not
seen
just
that.
with
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu.
Well, how about this? Do you guys know acro yoga?
No.
Have you guys seen that shit?
Yes, acro yoga. Yeah,
Quentin,
yeah.
do you do acro yoga? Oh my God, this guy's gonna steal your girl, bro.
Oh my
Quentin,
goodness.
Quentin, if I had a girlfriend, there's no way I'm letting my girl do acro. Can we, Quentin,
know
can
what
you
acro
Google
yoga
acro
It's
yoga?
aerobatic. So you're in the air doing yoga, right?
Google it because I don't know if everybody
I thought
who's
that was like a
watching or
solo
they know.
activity.
No.
Yeah, I thought it
So
was.
it's like a
pretty sure you
dude
could
laying
definitely
Oh, is it the guy
match
that like
each
and
other.
he'll throw them in the
So
air and
he'll
do the
use
weird
his
shit
legs
with
to
them?
lift
Yeah,
the
I know
girl
what
up.
you're talking
I'm
about.
sorry, bro. If you're in a relationship,
I know plenty of
That's
healthy
like
relationships
basically
that-
foreplay.
Well, I mean, it just depends on what the
have
boundaries
it?
in your relationship are. But
She's all, I would never.
yeah, just do Windows. Show us in Windows tab. Is it F11?
I mean, I can understand the yoga, but
Oh, this
jiu-jitsu,
guy.
That's not
Well,
really
this guy's not really. I mean, I've seen some studs. Yeah, but sure. I'm not scared of this guy, but go ahead. Just so they
If
know.
I was
what
a
it
man,
is.
I wouldn't mind
Or mute it.
my partner being
Wait,
around the
pause it,
same.
pause it, pause it, pause it,
This
pause
is
it, pause it,
not-
pause it,
no,
pause it, pause it,
this
pause
is
it, pause
not
it.
happening
Wait, pause.
in my relationship.
So this
What
is
did you do today, honey?
This
I was
is-
just flying on Edgar.
We're talking about, like, the
I was
buff
flying
ones
on
that are all
Edgar,
hot?
It's fine.
yeah, I think
I'm still not letting. I'm still
That's
not letting
cool.
my girl do it, but I've seen some crazy ones where like
more intermingled, right?
Yeah.
It's-
So learn how to do that then.
I think it's
see
fair as a
anything wrong with
guy
that.
in a relationship.
Or wanna do it
hold
together.
on. I think it's fair as a guy in a relationship to be like, nah, you can't do that. I'm not letting you go do acro yoga with a dude.
Okay, well, vice versa, right?
If you walked in on that, I mean, that would be a headline for me. I'd be in the
Yeah.
headlines if I walked in on that.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You'd murder Jim Bob. You'd murder somebody. Would you murder
no,
your
I mean,
wife? Wait,
I
would it?
don't know, but I would be in the headlines. I won't say specifically, but if you walked in a room and your wife is doing the flying in the sky with the dude, I mean, it's intimate. This is what it is. It's intimacy. It's not even like sexual like kind of thing like cheating. You think of cheating. It's intimate.
If
Like
you
you
make
couldn't
it that
possibly
way.
say that it's not intimate, right?
I mean, if you have to make it that way, it's like people go on Dancing with the Stars. Dancing is intimate, but there's a lot of people on Dancing with the Stars that are married, and as long your spouse has to be okay with
For
it.
how long?
I'm
For
not
how
sure.
long? How long
I
is
watched that when I was a kid,
anyone in, like,
but
any type of thing and you really married?
it's all up to the people you're in a relationship with.
I also
You have to just. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I interrupt you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, I just.
Private chat.
It's okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Just like to your sentiment that you were saying that if a man is in a relationship and he has an objection with his partner doing jiu-jitsu, I don't necessarily believe that has. I think that if you're a man who has an objection with your partner doing jiu-jitsu, then maybe you should just go do jiu-jitsu with her. Like, you can just be a part of the sport in that. I don't think that you should necessarily dictate her behavior. I think
Right.
that you can dictate your behavior around it. Like, if she really wants to do jiu-jitsu and learn self-defense, then I could understand that as a man, you might want to just go with her. But I don't think that it's like... But I think that as you get into the community, you'll realize how non-sexual the sport is in the first place.
I think it's only sexual if
Yeah,
you
I'm not.
sexualize
Just to be
it.
clear, I'm not like downplaying the martial arts component of jiu-jitsu. It's a legitimate martial arts practice. It's extremely effective, but there's a component of I'm not. By doing this, I don't think we're sexualizing it. It's just look at what happened to Tom Brady. Tom Brady, good-looking, rich, best NFL quarterback ever, status, and he can't hold on to his chick.
Do you know if he's a great person?
Yeah, he's probably cool. He's probably.
Do you know how he is in a relationship?
Tom Brady.
Brady, like people love LeBron.
Guys, one at a time, please. But if Tom Brady can't hold on to, like, literally he's like a 0.0001% top tier guy. If he can't hold on to his chick, and she did jujitsu,
Well,
I'm banning my girl from doing jujitsu.
but that's
Because
also
Tom
the
Brady
thing.
don't,
Yeah.
because Tom Brady's not into it. He's like, you know what? We're not doing jujitsu no more. It's not the thing. You're like, my shorty's not going to jujitsu.
Also said something about it's not sexual, but I think you're speaking from a female perspective.
If anything,
where
what
you
if like
put-
she could protect you? I'm not saying like I'm not doubting you ever.
I don't know if I would be with a man who
I'm not
required
doubting
my
you,
protection.
Right.
Are you guys saying that a man wrestling with a woman, in this case jiu-jitsu, they're probably fit, probably in good shape, that the man won't examine the woman, if you will, if they're that close, if they're rolling around with their bodies and stuff? You think it's not sexual from the female perspective,
Right.
but it's kind of naive to think a man having his impulses, having a woman right in front of him to wrestle with on the ground in all sorts of positions, isn't going to have some thoughts about that. That's, I think, what
Right.
Brian and I are saying. Like, we would know what the man is thinking in that environment, and that's why we wouldn't want to put our woman in that environment.
Right, to an extent. And that, everybody has intrusive thoughts. So sometimes you can have them and make them go away.
I will agree with that. I think that men and women are wired differently, and while we may not see it as wrong from our perspective, we don't know exactly how the male mind works. But one thing we do know for sure is that they're very physical. So it might not trigger something for us, but it might trigger something for them.
Very look driven. Yeah,
Can I
very
ask you
look driven.
something, Sherwin? Like, based on that video, is jujitsu that intimate? Because I mean, their faces were like
Jiu-jitsu's a lot worse.
Oh no, that was acro yoga.
Yeah, they're like
Jiu-jitsu,
full
I know,
on-
but like,
yeah.
is jujitsu like you like touch each other like that, or?
You are belly to belly.
Yeah.
Your
I mean, I have no idea.
legs wrapped around each other, like crotch inches away from somebody's face, if like a triangle.
At
for
times,
example.
at times,
Well,
yes.
for the triangle,
But you're also doing that to people of your same gender,
Sure,
and
yeah.
men are doing it to men,
Right.
women are doing it to women, and like vice
Right.
versa.
Sure.
Like it all goes. I understand that people are saying that men are wired differently, but you can't maintain those thoughts while somebody's trying to choke you and break your arms. That's just so. I believe that if somebody was having those intrusive thoughts, they would very quickly be interrupted by the actual
you go.
sport itself. Because
That's
if
true.
either of you guys are actually doing the sport at all, that's gonna very quickly be interrupted by like a submission. Like, I trust my partner completely to roll with women, and I don't have a problem with that.
That's good.
He also does jiu-jitsu, and I don't mind him rolling with women.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
say that trust
As
is a
long
big
as you
deal
have
in a
it, yeah.
relationship. Like, it's
Yeah.
a must. If there's no trust, is there a relationship really?
I agree. I trust
Yeah.
my partner completely, and I would
Yeah.
never expect that type of behavior from him. So
That's great.
And I would hope he would never expect that from me.
Right.
I had no idea it was that intimate.
Which one of you would have a negative reaction if you were in jiu-jitsu and then your husband or your boyfriend said, no, I don't want you doing that?
I think I would just have, I would have a negative reaction just because, I don't know, he's telling me, I guess if it was my husband it'd be different, but if it was my boyfriend, if I could make money some kind of way doing it, or, I don't know. I personally wouldn't even want to grapple with a guy because it doesn't make any sense to me, though. So I wouldn't do it in the first place.
I mean, the thing is, if you're going to jiu-jitsu class regularly, like you're probably going to like be practicing or rolling with
I
guys.
think it's different if it's like an instructor, but I feel like if they're
No,
teaching
it's
you
going to
something.
be another student probably.
Yeah, then I wouldn't prefer to do that in general just because of my own preferences. Just as I wouldn't want my boyfriend doing it, honestly, with a woman either.
Yeah, and I'll say if a guy's doing jiu-jitsu and he's taking it seriously to want to improve, I think he would want to practice with someone in that same level. It wouldn't make sense for him
Well, it's
to.
like weight class, but I mean,
I mean, yeah, but like exactly, it's weight class. So he would find, I would assume, the logical thing to do is to find someone in the weight class in that same gender.
I agree.
You know,
I think it's very easy to
It
be.
doesn't really give you an excuse
Yeah.
to like, oh, I'm practicing jiu-jitsu, so that's why I have a female partner. You know, because you can easily select a male partner,
I agree.
right? That's an option.
Yeah.
That's an option. Conversely, like if you're a woman in jiu-jitsu, like in the example of like my boyfriend, say if he's very skilled and I trust him completely, and I'll even recommend that like women roll with him because I know he's safe and I know he's not going to like do anything weird or think about them in that way, and I know he can show them new moves and stuff like that. So if like I just rolled with that woman and they're just like, oh, who else is safe? And there's not a partner available to them. I'm just like, oh yeah, grab my boyfriend.
So I think if you're talking to a girl and you meet her and she's already involved in jiu-jitsu, I think it's going to be a harder sell to say stop. But if you've been dating her for 6 months, a year, whatever, and then she's like, I want to start, I think you have far more leverage in that situation to be like, don't like it, don't do it.
It's okay
And
to speak your
this
mind.
idea, but I'm curious, who here, kind of piggybacking off of Jim Bob's point, who here, because I know some of you don't currently do jiu-jitsu, but if you had a boyfriend and he said you were considering it and he said no, would you have an issue with that? I think you raised your hand.
I would probably have an issue with that.
You have an issue with that? Okay. And so what, would that be a breakup for you?
I mean, I wouldn't break up with someone over that. I mean, I would just do the jiu-jitsu if I wanted to do it. And it's like, if it's a problem to you that much, like, I guess it's a problem to you.
Sure. So I think the guy's position would essentially be, well, you can go do it, but we're not dating anymore. It was nice to know you.
Yeah,
That's typically how it goes.
Me doing like jujitsu, and obviously my like going into it, I wouldn't be seeing it as like a sexual thing, and like if it was a problem for him, if like the relationship was only if he had to break up with me because I'm doing jujitsu, then I wouldn't. I don't know. That's on him.
Is there anything a guy can tell you not to do that you would not do?
I mean, like when I was involved with that one guy I was talking about, he didn't love that I like went out a lot, but I still went out. I just wouldn't go out as frequently. Like I don't know, I'm still gonna live my life regardless. It's all about a preference game.
But so question though, it seems like at least with that guy wasn't super serious. You say you never had a boyfriend, so I mean you didn't have the title. When you get the title though, let's say this is the perfect guy, by the way, perfect guy, but he has conditions. One of these conditions is don't want you to go out anymore. Do you accept the condition, or is the relationship over?
It'd probably be over, because if he didn't want me to go out, he wouldn't be the perfect guy for me.
Could you compromise and go out
it's-
together?
so-
Yeah, I mean, I could totally compromise, but if you're gonna, it's never gonna be the perfect guy if he's like,
But-
you cannot go
yeah,
out.
Yeah, so